Thank you very much. Lovely to be here. I also just got back from Scotland. How about that, huh? Has anyone been there before? It was my first time. I had a blast. I stayed at an Airbnb. You guys know those period homes that have those ancient sinks where there's a separate faucet for each temperature? You guys know that there's like a hot faucet and then a completely different one for the cold? Can I just ask sincerely, what is the idea behind this? How am I supposed to wash my hands? Because it's not like the hot faucet is warm water. It's scalding hot. It has never seen cold water in its life. Am I supposed to just cup my hands and fill an appropriate amount of cold water in first and then just jab it underneath the boiling hot water until the right mix is in my hands? And then I've got no hands left for soap. Am I supposed to just pump it in with my chin or the back of my hands and get it all over the porcelain? Am I supposed to fill the sink like a bird bath and just kind of douse myself in it? Get it together, Scotland. What the hell is going on over there? Where's my bidet? That's what I want to know. That's a sink consistent with bidets, in my opinion. You guys know bidets, right? It's the water fountain that we all realized isn't a water fountain about halfway through our first time using it. We won't do that again, will we, adults? Thank God those don't have separate faucets. That could get a little messy. I had some fun with my Siri while I was out there. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can now change the dialect on your iPhone. Not just the language. You could change it, you probably knew you can change it to Italian or whatever language if you're learning a different one, and it's fun, it'll talk to you in that language. But now you can change the accent. Within the English language, there's about 10 different accents you can change it to. You can change it to American, English, Australian, Scottish, even Indian, but in English. That's a real thing. That's on your iPhone right now. And this is a thrill for me because I grew up in Australia, and for years my iPhone has had a hard time understanding me because of my residual accent. Simple things, you know, like I would try to call my sister, whose name is Devon Clark, and I would be like, "Oi Siri, call Devon Clark." And with her North American accent, she would say, "I'm sorry, I don't have Devon Clark on your contacts." And I'm like, "No, Clark, Devon Clark." I have to force the R. But now that she's Australian, it's much easier. I just have to be like, "Oi Siri, call Devon Clark." And now she politely responds with, "Oh, you mean your bloody sister? Oh yeah, let's give her a ring. What a good little brother." Much easier. The GPS is consistent. Do it when you leave the venue tonight, just for your own entertainment. Change it to Australian. Ask for directions anywhere. Be like, "Oi Siri, give me directions to the nearest McDonald's." And she's like, "Right, mate, you're gonna go about 500 meters to the north, then turn left. After that, you get, oh, check out the size of that friggin' squirrel. She's a beauty. Look at that big bushy tail, bloody yeah. Anyway, then turn right and whammo blammo, you're at McDonald's. I'll have a quarter pounder." She's eating now, it's getting disturbing. My iPhone's getting a little too real. Anyway, I digress. And I don't know what that means, by the way. I digress. I just say stuff like that in my sentences to make myself sound more sophisticated and grown up. Sometimes I'll go to Starbucks just so that I can say venti. I don't even want a coffee, I just want to say venti. Nowhere else in my life do I get to say venti. I'm never out walking down the street with my friend saying, "Hey, Whoopi." I got a friend named Whoopi. "Hey, Whoopi, check out the size of that venti cloud up there." I never say that. But you might be sitting there thinking, well, actually, Garrett, venti is the Italian word for 20, which refers to the 20 ounces in the largest size of the Starbucks cup. Which, first of all, bugger off, you pretentious douche. Second of all, even still, I'm never out with my friends at the bar on the weekend going, "Hey, Regis." I got a friend named Regis. "Hey, Regis, check out the grande tits on that tall 20-year-old. I'll never say that. Anyway, I digress. So I grew up in Australia. The sports are a little bit different. I grew up with rugby. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the New Zealand All Blacks, but they're one of the best rugby teams on the planet. And they do something totes cray-cray before every one of their matches called the haka, which is an ancient war cry they used to do back in ancient New Zealand days in order to intimidate their opponents. And they still do it in present day, but only in sports. And stadiums full of people go silent when the All Blacks are running out onto the field because they know that it's coming. It's a spectacle. These boys commit to it too. They get the look of death in their eye. They get into this V formation and start screaming at the other team on the field in this Maori language, going, "Hapula kikis to fula kumate, kumata, kumate, kumate, ka, ka." And the other team is supposed to just stand there and be like, "You bloody wanker. Look at these friggin' poofters, right, mate? Yeah, bloody Struth, bloody Billabong, didgeridoo, chlamydia, bloody Australia, bloody yeah." And wait for them to finish, awkwardly. My question is, why is it only sports that this country brought forth this ancient war cry to, hey? Why don't they do this whenever they're trying to intimidate anyone in life? You're in line at Starbucks? It's taken just a little too long for your grande dark roast. You're waiting patiently, you get distracted by a pretty girl that walks outside. You're like, "Oh, look at that, a pretty girl." You turn around, someone's stolen your spot. People are screaming out of the store, wind is blowing, there's lightning. There's a kiwi bird clucking around that you've summoned from some weird Maori portal that looks like Mick Jagger for some reason. Just saying, it might be a little more effective. That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the show.